Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Ah, monsieur le président, un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Ah, monsieur le président, à l'Assemblée, il y a un vieux, vraiment. Au Sénat, il y a un vieux, wonderful. À la présidence, il y a un vieux. Dans tout le gouvernement, il n'y a que des vieux, des vieux, des vieux. Des gens prennent le chemin de la Libye pour devenir des esclaves. Les gens prennent la route du désert pour entrer en Europe.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful people of the Cameroons, the beautiful people of British Cameroon, and the beautiful people of La République du Cameroon. This is a party political broadcast by myself, Maître Mola Alex Ndive Singer, the leader of British Cameroon National Party. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have come to look and to talk about why there will never be an effective coalition of opposition political party in the Cameroons. It will never happen as things start. I don't know if it is out of ignorance. Many people in the Cameroons, they think opposition political parties a value, they have common value. They don't know opposition is not necessarily a belief or a value. They don't know an opposition could have the same value we chop people their money. In order to ask for a coalition, you have to have certain values or belief like a political party. Because what can bring you together are your values. But what I see with political parties in the Cameroons, or people who aspire to be presidential candidate, what they believe is politics of personality cult. Every day you hear this one. If this one doesn't stand by name, if this person must be this person, they don't talk about values and beliefs. And because you talk about values and belief in 2025, it's because about election. We want to see for the last 30 years, what have you been doing? What are your values? Like British Cameroon National Party, we have stood by our values for more than 35 years. We have never associated with all these chop people, their money, their party, SDF, UNDP, all these parties, because we know they are satellite party of the CPDM and they pretend to be opposition political party. If we had opposition political parties in the Cameroons, we don't need to have the same values. Political parties in the Cameroons, ever since the reintroduction of multi-party politics, I've never ever heard about them talking about any values. I'm talking Since 1992 and all the election, they talk about politics of personality cult. It's only British Cameroon National Party that have been talking for the last 30 years, or our militants, current militants, about values, what you stand for. You cannot trust your political will and give it to people who they don't have that CV. What do they stand for? We see today, in 2025, people want to start talking about manifesto. 2025, what are your beliefs? Manifesto can be your religious attribute. It means a lot of things. It's part of your life. If you want to do politics, you have to talk about your values. So I'm somebody who has been tolerant all my life, and you give evidence. I'm somebody who respect individual liberty, you give evidence. I'm somebody who respect rule of law, you give evidence. I'm somebody who love democracy, you give evidence. But we have seen, ever since the reintroduction of multipartyism, people don't want political party to exist on their own. Every time it's a coalition. Since 1954, when people had political party, oh, let's abolish all political party. Let's all of us form one party and join with Aijo. It's all about coalition, because they don't have value, they don't have objective, they don't have beliefs. If you have your beliefs, you don't just go around and be flirting with other political parties. When we fought again in the 90s, they gave us multipartyism. Everybody must come under SDF or this, we joined. They joined, what happened? SDF ended up with CPDM. So how do you join people that you don't trust? Why are people talking about coalition only under 12 months? Because Mr. Biya have talked about a potential presidential election. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do coalition, I'll give you an example. We have in the United Kingdom Scottish National Party. It was formed in 1934. They formed a union with the National Party of Scotland. That was in 1934. They had their coalition, their aim, they have their objective. They are a social democratic party. They support regionalism, civic nationality, promote gender equality, and they won the independence of Scotland. That was in 1934. They came to power when? Is it in 2014? Something of that. Something like 2014. They came to power. So imagine, 1934. But in the Cameroons, people will come, let's come together under 12 months. These people are not serious. Even after when Mr. Biya won the election in 2018, why did they not say, let's come together now and start working, form an objective, and start campaigning and telling people what we stand for? But they have never done that. Whenever there is election, these people, they appear. They start saying, let's come under one coalition. If you want coalition, a party like British Cameroon National Party, our militants, these are people that have often said no to CNU. If you look at SDF, most of their chairman, leaders, they were members of CNU, CPDM. We have never been, even including CNU, one party system. We have often stood against. We were against SDF because we knew SDF was going to fail. In 1990, when SDF, they were harassing people, killing people, stopping people who had other political parties like Alaji Tita Fumukom. SDF was doing the same thing, kidnapping for ransom, those things. In the 1990 in Bamenda, I was there. I was present. I was in Bamenda Stadium when SDF militant, they stoned late barrister Ben Muna. I was there. So this violence and everything, everybody must come into a coalition when they don't have values, they don't have beliefs, they don't have objective. Some political party, They might call themselves, we are Social Democratic Party. Do they know what's a Social Democratic Party? I bet you they don't know. Because you call yourself something doesn't mean you are that thing. Social Democrat rests on 3 fundamental principles. Social Democratic Party. If you ask most of these people, they don't know. One of them is what? Parliamentary democracy. Have you ever heard? Since SDF was launched in the streets of Bamenda on May 26, 1990. Have they ever talked about that we want parliamentary democracy? No. They only talk about what? Federalism. When they don't even know federalism just means transfer of power. That's it. Social Democratic Party, they believe in economy partly regulated by the state. Partly. Not completely. The way La Republique chop people their money, they are running the Cameroon. Partly regulated by the state. That's what Social Democratic Party they believe in. Have you ever heard, since 1990, anyone in SDF talking about it? No. These people, they are just political party in paper. And one of the core value again in a Social Democratic Party is to make provision of social support for those who are in need. But if you ask these people, they call themselves Social Democratic Party. It's just a name. They don't know the characteristics of a Social Democratic Party. Most parties, they don't have values. In Western country, if you say Conservative Party, you know what they stand for? Republican or Conservative Party. They often support traditional value, marriage, religion, free enterprise and industry. But in the Cameroons, political party, they only talk about their leaders, the name of their leaders. In Western democracy, an individual is not above a political party. And in Western democracy, if you want to stand as a leader of a political party, there must be primaries, there must be competition. You bring 1, 2, 3 people. But in the Cameroons, when people are head of the party, they remain there forever. They don't give chances to other militants in the party to challenge them. So ladies and gentlemen, when I come and say sometimes that there is no opposition in the Cameroons, people don't know what I mean or what I'm talking about. This is simple. Opposition political party, they have a duty and function to scrutinize and hold the government to account. But in the Cameroons, opposition political parties stay and wait after 7 years to stand election. They don't scrutinize the government. When I mean officially, but none of them, they don't know that they should have forced the government to make opposition to be constitutional, to make sure that they have an official function and they must be paid. Opposition means you're official. When I mean official, it's not because you create a political party that you're an opposition. They have a duty which should be constitutionally recognized. In the constitution, there's no duty about the opposition. One of the reasons why the democracy in the Cameroons is so weak is because there's no opposition. There's a non-functional opposition. If Mr. Biya want to be leader of the ruling party, you have to sit every time you have a debate with the opposition. Atanganji cannot come and sit and be challenging people on his own. Atanganji will sit with a shadow minister of territorial administration and he has to justify their act. So when I say there's no opposition in the Cameroons or it's non-functional, there's no function. And all these opposition political parties in the Cameroons, they don't even know about that. The constitution only says you have to create a party and you have to promote national unity, blah, 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 blah. That's what they say. What are the duties in the constitution? Nothing. Your duty should be to scrutinize and hold the government to account about Olembe Gate, about why did Mr. Biya disappear for more than 40 days. Where was he? We want to know. Why are you spending taxpayers' money on this? That's what opposition they do, and it should be official, because opposition in the Cameroons is not official. It is very important that we know this. So, like British Cameroon National Party, most of our militants have suffered, worked hard for over 30 years to be in the position that we are. Then somebody will just come from nowhere. Oh, let's come and let's stand, join together under coalition. Then he goes and sell you, because they are playing, most of them, they are playing to the gallery. I will not call their names. Most of these opposition political party, they are sent by the CPDM government. That is why they often appear. They will disappear for 7 years. You see, they come start talking when there's election. Then after that, they'll say, oh, Bia have rigged the election. They disappear. These people are playing to the gallery. And that's why British Cameroon National Party will not recognize any opposition political party in the Cameroons. We don't recognize it. We know the right time will come when we will stand for election. We know what will happen with this election now. We will be fighting for reforms, constitutional change, to call a constituent assembly. We know the result of the elections. There are very good people who could be presidential candidates in the Cameroons, but we are being run by people who are above 70, and these people, they want to stay in power till thy kingdom come. When the people of the Cameroons will be ready, they will no longer be there. They can go and win their election, but they cannot guarantee that after they win the election, they will still be in power, because they know what the people really want. If there is no reform for Elekam, Constitutional Council, all those things, then we know that elections in the Cameroon is only declared. Most people going for elections in the Cameroons, they only want to legitimize the government of chop people their money. That's what they are doing. They know the result already. Because if you look at all the results since the reintroduction of multipartyism, Mr. Bia have been having at least 70% or above. So what have we changed that we think this year, if we stand for election, we are going to win? What have we changed? Have we changed Elekam, Constitutional Council, or the rest, or a to the wood, or to stop fraud during the election? Have we? First of all, the election is already rigged by having unelected governor, unelected DO, unelected SDO. These are the people who rigged the election. We have heard of prime minister who ran with the ballot box. People go there after the election, they stuff the box, they remove the ballot of the opposition and put their own, cast their own vote inside. That's what they do. We know that. Most of these so-called traditional chiefs, they are part of the election rigging. Have we changed that? No. If you cannot change and bring elected governors or elected DOs, people who are elected by the people, and local council that the people will really elect them, not the list system, because it's still undemocratic. We want to elect the members of parliament directly. So ladies and gentlemen, somebody will work hard for over 30 years to make sure and plan that in future we are going to win the election. Then a ghost will appear somewhere. Oh, let's make coalition and everybody must stand behind me. Are these people normal? Are they normal? They are just there to accompany Mr. Bia. I don't need a coalition in a free and fair election to challenge Mr. Bia. Our policy of equal status between La République du Cameroun and British Cameroon, French institution in La République du Cameroun, English institution in British Cameroon, elected governors, we abolish regions, and we make sure that we give autonomy to all the ethnicities in the Cameroons.